Solution of two simultaneous equations where one is non-linear. In this case here we've got x squared plus y squared is 25, so that one is quadratic. We can't use elimination in this particular method, so we're going to have to go for a substitution method instead. And what that means is we need to make y or x a subject to one of those equations and swap it into the other. The easiest one is probably to use the bottom equation here. I'm going to make y the subject by removing x from both sides. So I end up with y is equal to 7 minus x. And I substitute that wherever I see y in the first equation. So I have x squared, which stays the same, but instead of writing y squared, I'm going to write 7 minus x squared. And that's equal to 25. Next step is to expand the brackets. This is where a lot of mistakes are made. I'm going to do the box method just to make sure I don't get it wrong. 7 sevens are 49. 7 times minus x, minus 7x. 7 times minus x, minus 7x. Minus x times minus x, well, minus times minus is a plus. X times x is x squared. Which means now I've got x squared from that bit. This is 49 minus 7x minus 7x plus x squared. And that's equal to 25. Next step is to do some simplification. Well, I've got x squared plus x squared. So that's 2x squareds there. I've got minus 7x is minus 14x. Got my plus 49, and that's equal to 25. Now, remembering back to how quadratic equations are solved, we can't do it unless the equation is equal to 0. At the minute, it's equal to 25, so I'm going to need to subtract 25 from both equations. So let's do that. And I end up with 2x squared minus 14x plus 24 is equal to 0. So now we have a standard quadratic equation. It looks a bit ugly because of the 2x squared there, but if I look at all the coefficients, they all divide by 2. So I'm going to divide through the equation by 2 and end up with x squared minus 7x plus 12 is equal to 0. Now that is a lot more straightforward. My two numbers are going to need to multiply to give 12 and add to give minus 7. Those two numbers being minus 4 and minus 3. So again, if I use my box method, I've got x squared and plus 12 in there. These two are going to make my minus 7x. I'll use my minus 4 and my minus 3 to fill those boxes in there. That gives me my minus 7x, and then it's just a case of working out what goes around the outside. So x and x make x squared. X times minus 4 is minus 4x. X times minus 3 is minus 3x. Minus 3 times minus 4 is 12, so that looks good. So my two brackets are x minus 4, x minus 3 is 0. From this bracket, x minus 4 is 0, so x is equal to 4. From this bracket, x minus 3 is equal to 0, so x is 3. But we don't stop there because we need the y solutions as well. Now if x is equal to 4, I can go back to this equation here. If x is 4, y is 7, take away 4. So y is equal to 3. If x is 3, then y is 7, take away 3, which gives y is 4. So my two solutions are x equals 4, y is equal to 3, or x is equal to 3, y is equal to 4. And just as an add-on to that, if I was to draw this thing here, this would be a circle. Centre 0, 0, radius 5. This is a straight line which goes through 7, so it would come down here a bit like this. Where these two points, where these two graphs intersect, give me these 2 points here. So if I was to do this as a graph question, where does this circle intersect with this line? Well, it intersects at 4, 3, which would be that point there, or at 3, 4, which would be that point there. So that's another way they might ask this question.